Here's what's hippity happening on Sun and Snow. After meeting with Jorgen, Thomir's father and leader of Clan Zakkathanathi,
Completely wrong.
with Clan Zakalafanakis, the gang elected to venture into the forest of Numeria in order to find the elven city of Vormir. Learning the ancient city had activated their defenses, making it virtually impossible to locate for an outsider, they were forced to follow the directions of Tang Nightingale, a captive-turned-guide of the Goliath tribe. During their journey, the group stumbled upon a ramshackle cabin in the woods, heavily decorated with detailed artwork. It was there they met Kara, a former artist of the Sunstone Academy and conspiracy theorist, and then they fucking ate her.
Yep.
After the succulent meal, a night of rest in the murdered woman's home, and 2 more days of travel, the Dwarven Ranger led the group to a large tunnel in the middle of a clearing, where she betrayed them and left them to the whim of a giant green dragon. With many in their party falling, including Nova and Jeff, the dragon was eventually bested and its treasure was taken. On the way out, bounty and bodies weighing heavy on both shoulders and mind, the group was stopped by a handful of elven rangers. The leader introduced herself as Riley. Nova. Blackness takes you. It's overwhelming. If you could breathe, you feel you would be drowning in it. But you don't have lungs. You don't have eyes or ears or arms or legs either. You can't scream or run. You can't cry out for help. You are formless, staring unblinking into that infinite abyss. But there is a calming presence with you, the same you felt in your room at the inn all those long weeks ago. Something greater is watching over you, protecting you from whatever beasts wander a place such as this. A vision begins to formulate around you. It's hazy at first, but it grows clear. It's a room, one you vaguely recognize from a time long past. The ceiling is circular, the room wooden and domed. You lived here once, a lifetime ago, in Eden. Your body returns to you, but it's different. It's younger now, much younger. You're a baby, not quite old enough to speak, and so instead your pent-up emotion is expelled only in inarticulable cries. A woman rushes to your side to comfort you. It's okay, it's okay. You don't recall having seen this face before, but the resemblance is uncanny. This woman is your mother, a woman you've never met. Feeling returns to your arms and legs. You blink several times, and both the room and the woman remain in place, though small details in the room have changed, and the woman has grown older. On her neck, partially covered by the collar of her coat, is a spiral tattoo. Nova, can you hear me? It's going to be okay. And you're starting to wake up now.
Wow.
No, you're back to being just you.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It was touch and go there for a while. I thought I lost you. God, you've gotten so big.
I don't see anything.
And she kind of looks around the room, and your gaze kind of follows hers, and you find yourself in this large domed room. Off to the side is a table very similar to the one that you're laying on top of, and Jeff is lying on top of it, completely unconscious. There's blood everywhere, and you see a bunch of elves rushing around him,
oh my God,
frantically trying to find any sense of life in the boy. There's a couple other tables there as well with other companions that you had lost when you were in the cave with the dragon, but it seems like they've given up trying to save them. You're not saying anything, not doing anything else? Well, luckily we could bring you back. I saw you in town, and I tried following you out, but you all moved so fast, and with all the snow, I'm just glad I found you. And she opens her mouth to say more, and just as she does, another female kind of enters the room. Her face is kind of flushed, like she seems to be in a rush. Arlana, we need you. The woman looks back at you and kind of just like, we'll talk more later. And she follows the woman out of the room. Are you staying laying on this table?
No, I'm gonna go out and explore.
Okay, so you stand up, and one of the elves who was leaning over the table that Jeff was on turns to you. You really shouldn't be getting up right now.
Well, you shouldn't have rezzed me.
She just kind of grows flushed and just turns around, keeps working on the boy. You following Arlana out of the room? Like, you exit out of this wooden door, and what you see in front of you is gorgeous. It's the first green that you've seen in like decades, essentially, because you guys were used to this long winter. Everything is just absolutely gorgeous. There are a ton of trees. You find yourself, you're kind of on an island, and there is a crystal clear lake on the edge of the island, and beyond that are the tall trees of Numeria. And looking around, you see that in every single direction. Wherever this island and this lake is situated right in the center of this forest. And you recognize this place. You grew up in Eden, so like you know this place. Directly across from you, there's like a crag in this island, and on the other side, where there's this rope bridge, on the other side of that is a bunch of tents that are being set up. And you recognize them as the Goliath tents that you guys had seen on the outskirts. It seems like they had come with you. And you just quickly follow this lady, who you've never met before, across to another building where she throws the door open. We're gonna cut to you guys now. So this is everybody else. Battered and bruised but mending in a wooden longhouse on the edge of this idyllic crystal clear lake. You could tell that because there was a bunch of windows on the far side of the room that you guys saw, and you had traveled here. The rest of you were conscious. You had accompanied the other elves to wherever this location is. They led you right here. Roll me a history check.
15.
I am sending you guys a picture of Eden, which is where you are, and you recognize this with that high of a history check.
Of course, I'm special.
Wait, we're all at Eden?
You guys are in Eden.
Oh.
The elves that you had encountered were from there, and this is where they led you.
Let's loot
Cypher.
the church.
What?
I said, let's loot the church.
So, you recognize right away that this very clearly is not Vormir. This is a place you've only ever heard of. Eden lies on an island in the center of Numeria. Surrounding it are the crystal clear waters of Arenthia, a supposed lake of miracles. This location, guarded fiercely by the elves of the lake, is loyal to Vormir but largely independent from the Elven Kingdom's reach. It is a settlement entirely run by women, so think of like the Amazons. The men live here. There are men here, but they take on more passive roles in society and follow the women around, essentially like love-struck puppies. The elves had taken you through the forest. They took you to this island via a collection of canoes, and essentially a little bit of a time jump in order to get you here. And sitting in a chair across the room from you is a man you guys all recognize, Theodore Jessel. He is casually smoking a pipe, flanked on either side by a roguish-looking lackey, and his eyes bore into each of yours.
Great, time to get kicked out again.
We saw your handiwork on our way south. Seems the burned hand was able to track you down after all, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, kind of brutally murdered them.
Yeah. Yeah, we left right after you guys did. My wife, Orlana, she was dead set on tracking you guys down. But you moved so damn quick, and luckily we were able to meet here with our contacts and still reach you before we got here.
Where is Arlana?
Most likely down where the hospital is.
Wait, guys.
Lane tried to kill us.
Yeah, and wasn't she
and that's your boy. You want to
So
talk about that?
Well, I saw what was left of Logan in that pile of bodies.
Yeah, Lane did that.
Yeah, the wound in his neck kind of gave that away. Sorry about that. But
sorry about that.
luckily you guys made it, so that's good to see. I see you guys have this pile of treasure and shit. You guys worked out who's getting what. I think it's, I should be able to get a finder's fee,
You get
finding
nothing,
you guys,
considering-
You can go
rescuing
fuck
you from the
yourself.
forest, but
Badass.
Yeah, you're lucky you're not getting attacked right now, so you can step back on that one.
okay, and this pile includes everything that I'd sent out on that list to you guys. I can't remember everything that was on it, but there was an eagle feather that was included, like a larger one, ton of different golds, all that good stuff, so you guys kind of have all of that. I don't know if you worked out who's getting what between games, but
Well,
Please do not.
I'm taking the bow and the arrows, so y'all know, right?
Alright, well, I believe Taz and I should take most of the stuff.
Oh, you're taking a bow and an arrow?
Most. I said most.
Yeah, I have no use for that, so you can have it.
Oh,
But we did kind of
It wasn't a question.
kill the dragon together.
I wasn't questioning it. I was telling you I'm taking it.
I mean, I could take it and sell it. That sounds like a good
Or you
idea,
can
doesn't
go-
it? Bob?
Or-
It does sound like a good idea.
I see you guys haven't gotten your shit together since we saw each other last.
Don't care.
I'm sorry, aren't you like on the brink of death?
No.
15,000 gold. That's chump change.
Wait, isn't there a bounty out on her? We could definitely collect.
Yeah.
Oh, but isn't there an even bigger bounty out on?
Yeah, you guys had mentioned that on the way
Not on
here.
him.
Pretty much everyone else.
Not on him. You two are both the same.
Johan was the only one worth less than me.
Yeah, I'm like the cheapest one here. I'm a cheap hoe.
I'll take the potion of greater healing though.
You want to split the
Yeah.
gold and the platinum?
Sure.
Alright.
I don't care about the money. I want her Joe card.
Oh, well, if they don't want the money, then you want to split it 50-50?
That works perfectly.
Orlana is
It's
going to
enough
get
for
a kick out
I'm
of
also
what you
taking-
guys were trying to do with that body of that cleric. Trying to turn that in to get some money. What was it you were talking about? Cutting her head off on the way here?
I'm also taking the evil feather.
So, as you guys are determining who is getting what, we're going to cut to Hannah. You dock a canoe on this island.
Okay.
You had taken it from the other side, like the shore
Yeah.
on the far end of this lake.
Any of that stuff?
Yeah, I said I
You
did
tie it
the
off
greater
on a
version.
wooden post on this dock. You're by yourself. It's just you. All of your gear is with you, so everything that's on your character sheet you have.
Okay.
And as you get off the boat, female elven warriors nod at you in acknowledgement. They seem to recognize you. And the men salivate at your passing. It's quite nice, actually. You like it here. But you have a job to do. Before you is a collection of huts and bridges. The occupants of this village are rushing to and fro. It seems like they're readying battlements in preparation of some unknown threat.
Okay.
Also in front of you, you see someone you recognize, but leading her are two other elven women. All three of them are elves. Two of them look very similar. One is like just an older looking one. Looks like very clearly the mother of the other one. And the third is like leading the other two, has very long, dirty blonde hair. That kind of goes down to like the small of her back, and she has a bow over her shoulder, and she's leading them into. You see them exit one building on kind of the side of the settlement, go across and enter into a second building, or at least they're in the process of going into that building.
Okay, I'm going to follow.
There are some windows, so you don't have to follow them in if you don't want to. If you want to look in one of the windows, you can.
Okay, I will look in a window first and investigate then.
They enter in, the door closes in behind them, and right before you get to the window to be able to peer inside, you feel kind of like a soft hand touch your shoulder. Another elven woman is trying to get your attention. Crystal, what are you doing over here? I thought you were wading across the water.
Oh, I'm just hanging out.
Crystal Metheny, you're always like this. You're so spacey. Well, anyway, just do whatever you're doing and just get back across there because we gotta have a lookout on the other side. Like, you're supposed to send up the warning signs.
What attackers?
Come on, you weren't paying attention during the staff meeting? The creatures of shadow, they've been wandering around in the forest for a better part of a week now.
Oh.
Anyway, just get done whatever you're doing and head back over there. I have other things I need to get to, and she kind of scurries away. And so you walk up to this window, kind of like, okay, Crystal Metheny is my name. And you look over, and inside of this room is a bunch of people that you recognize, and none of them are paying attention to you at the moment. Nova. You walk in, you see them. They're just fighting over a pile of just treasure in the middle of the floor.
I'm not fighting. Can I notice her?
I
Yeah,
walk
you can
up
see
and
her.
I'm like, hey guys, what the fuck?
Oh,
Nova.
that's not how I expected.
Will we have taken a rest before we got to Eden?
No.
Okay.
You guys are mending, but...
Can I roll an insight check to see if they were talking about cutting my head off?
Oh, you're about to find out.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, what the fuck?
Oh, hey.
Holy shit, you're alive?
Oh shit!
We thought
You
you
do not
died.
see Jeff.
Okay.
You do not see the other person of this party that you would...
Jeff is dead.
You
so
hear
many people are
everything. You hear
dead,
this whole
and you
conversation.
guys look fine. So why did I have to rely on somebody else to res me? I'm not happy about it, but
calm
Well,
down.
I'm not a healer, so...
Same.
So
I'm
did you
exhausted
guys-
right now. I have no spells.
You were our healer, so if anyone was going to res anyone, it would have been you.
But why didn't you
Res
guys take
yourself?
me to safety?
It was...
I mean, you're here.
A dragon.
We were gonna cut off your head.
And then at this point, TJ's like, damn it, I wanted to be the one to say it. And Arlana's eyes, who came in right before you did, her eyes just grow extremely wide, and she grows a little bit pale. Just kind of looks over everyone.
You were worth a lot of money. Sorry.
I was against it.
And TJ looks over at Arlana.
He wasn't against it.
Does she know? Did you tell her? And Arlana's like, I think she recognizes me.
I'm still concerned with them. So each of you guys need to give me $20.
No.
No.
Holy shit, you died.
$20?
You guys
What is
basically
$1?
20 coins. Because you guys killed me.
We literally
ran.
stood back and fought the whole thing.
Cool.
Yeah, we fought.
Cool.
You did
You didn't do
nothing.
shit.
Yeah, you suck.
So you hear all
Yeah,
of
we
this.
fought that
Are you
trade.
still standing there?
So can
Yes.
you minus
Okay.
20 coins from her because she gave me $20?
I'm subtracting it from myself. I gave her 20 copper.
So you just. That's good. That's a good consolation prize for
She
dying.
basically gave you 20 cents and told you to go fuck yourself.
I mean, she did just ask
20
for
pennies.
coins.
Narlana looks over everyone else. I couldn't save the rest of them. The younger one. What did you say his name was? The one with the
Jack.
He's still in there clinging on to life, but I
Oh,
don't.
he'll pull through.
Something's keeping him going, but only a handful of us know how to do this kind of stuff. Nova, if you've inherited anything from me, then maybe you know, but normally it's oh shit.
Arlana?
I think that you and I need to have a conversation.
Oh shit, I faint.
Nova, no! She just rushes over to your side.
Like immediately passes out.
I think she's just being dramatic. Someone walks over and just drops your hand on your face to see if you're faking it. You move it to the side.
Okay, I may or may not be able to do something.
Well,
What do you need done?
we have the power sometimes to bring people back if it's been within minutes of them falling, but we found you guys hours ago. So we had to bring you back here. You were too far gone by the time we found you. So was he, and so was everyone else in your group. Some of them were worse off than others. That one guy, we just left him because he was just a pile of smoking bones.
Which one was that?
Yeah, that was Garrick.
So I
Suck
can
it,
only.
You know Revivify.
Yeah, but it's only for a person who died within
Minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, so it doesn't apply. He's kind of on the edge. I don't know.
I can still try.
Are you feeling up to it? You barely just came back
If
from
we're
the
not
brink
gonna
yourself.
get attacked in the next 2 days, then I'll be okay.
We don't know. Our reports are something's coming, something big,
Okay,
and it could be
well,
here by the end of the day. We don't know.
So we're trying to res Jeff. Hey guys, what do you think about resing Jeff? Did he serve an actual purpose in damaging people? Like, seriously, should I res him if he's just going to hold us back in a way?
I mean, you've been with him the longest.
Yeah. Plus, he made Cyber almost shit himself.
You made me shit myself.
How much better could
Very
it get?
true. Let's res Jeff.
Can I come in?
Sure.
Alright, I'm coming in.
Yeah, so the door opens and another elven woman enters in. Arlana kind of looks at her and gives her like a little turn of the head, and the other woman who has previously introduced herself to you as Riley turns back. Crystal Metheny, what are you doing in here? You're supposed to be like over there.
What are you, my aunt?
Yes. Maybe.
You are?
We're all related. What do you need? Did you see something? Is that why you're here? Do you need me?
Oh, I'm supposed to be guarding something, right? I was just taking a break from my lookout and I heard all the commotion you guys were making in here.
This group, they're really something else. They're talking about like how if they want to actually kill this guy or not. It's so weird. We've been trying to save him. We dragged his body all the way here. It was tiring. You were there. You remember you came with us.
Yeah.
And are you raising a hand?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I do a perception check on Arlana's neck?
Yeah, dude. Actually, it's exposed. So like at this point, you see it very clearly. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. It is the tattoo that at some point she was exiled from Vormir.
So this guy you're talking about, where is he at now?
Well, yeah, I guess you wouldn't know because you were on the other side of the water.
Yeah.
He's at the hospital building that we keep, the big circular one. Yeah, he's down that way. We dragged a couple of the other ones that we had taken into that same building, but they're goners. So the little one, the boy, might be too. It sounds like the group wasn't really a fan of him. I don't know. And the rest of you guys, you're all still here. You witnessed all of this just happen.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Are you rich?
What? You haven't.
No, she's Arlana.
It's really funny. Your friends, your companions, they would know because they've been to my house. My daughter told me about that. You sniffed one of my shoes or something, fucking weirdo. She says hi, by the way. She's in one of the other
You
buildings.
have another daughter?
Zoe's here?
Yes.
How dare you?
I guess there's a lot that we should talk about.
That is a shame. You're a deadbeat. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Well, you would have met her if you were never sleeping in the
I mean, she
Yeah, you didn't
loved
sleep
that
for like
daughter
3
stuff.
episodes.
I never meant to leave you. I just...
Didn't want
When you were born, the tribe, they took you in. You recognize Riley. She was not in charge when you had left previously. And she actually would be the youngest leader of Eden ever. She's only 183 years old, which is pretty young in elven years. But anyway, this is awkward. So what are we doing? What is going on? Are you guys helping us? Are you leaving?
But you do what? We don't even know what's going
Arlana,
on.
did you? And Arlana kind of nods. The gauntlet. I know one of you guys have that because you had it when we were in Kent. So, did you bring it here? I'd hope so, because that's one of the reasons why we brought you here.
What do you need it for?
Last I saw the gauntlet, the guy on the table had it, Jeff.
Do we
He had
know
given it to me to
that?
hold, but he asked for it back because he wanted to protect it.
Roll a deception check.
Do we know that he
You know-
was carrying it?
Yes, you know because Jeff has asked several times.
Okay,
Like, can I have the
so
gauntlet
we all
back?
know that he's full of shit.
Yeah, we all know he's full of
Yes,
shit.
you guys all know he's
I
full
rolled
of
a
shit.
4 anyways.
She only rolled a 10.
Damn it.
So we looked through everything that was on his body, and it wasn't there. He was mumbling a little bit. He was saying, "The scaled one has the."
Why?
No, he said
What
said
do
your
you-
name. He
what
just
do
said your
you-
name repeatedly. That was it.
What do you need it for?
Well, that's. I kind of described this to you guys whenever you had first talked to me in Kent before I set you out this way. That's what Gaia told me. She said that we need to get the gauntlet. We need to take it here because this is where the darkness is coming, and the only way we can fight that is with that gauntlet.
Has she told you anything since?
Not a whole lot. Just it's always broken up when we talk. I guess over the last couple weeks while we were traveling, I heard a little bit here and there. She mentioned something about how the gauntlet is a tether between our plane and the higher plane. And I don't know if you guys saw when we had come into town, but in the center of town, there's a. It's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of like a doorway. It's like a large crack between the planes, and we believe that that's why. Whatever the darkness is, that's why it's coming here specifically. And that's all we know.
Horrible.
So, are you here to help, or? And also, can we have that?
Well,
And Riley turns to you. Can you go? Do we need you for something else?
Sorry, my bad. Gotta go back to the canoe. Sorry. Peace out. No, sorry. I'm gonna head out.
Okay, so you leave. Door closes behind you.
What is she? She's an elf, right?
She's an elf.
What's the color of your skin?
What's the color of your skin?
I get to pick.
Yeah.
Red.
What the
She's
fuck?
a red. She's a very badly sunburned elf. She spends a lot of time out in the
That's Hannah's
canoe.
favorite color.
Wait, are you
It's
a
my
cute?
favorite color.
Are you a cute elf?
You recognize when you would come in, all of the elven women here are incredibly attractive. But the men, not so much.
No shit.
Yeah, much like you.
I'm gonna follow Hannah.
What?
Trying to hit him.
You creep.
Yeah.
He tried to sleep with me a few episodes ago.
Yeah, and it backfired because she stole my room key.
Yep, suck it.
Fucking Fred.
So as you leave, you now can see what you had missed previously, almost right in the center of town. You were fixated on getting to this door, but right in the center of this town is kind of this dark, shimmering portal-looking thing. There are a handful of male elves guarding it, kind of their eyes darting all around. And it's like semi-translucent. You can see through it, but it seems like there's something here.
I see it too. I followed her. Remember that.
Right before you do, as you're leaving, you feel a strong grasp on your wrist, and it's Riley
but-
holding your wrist tightly.
No, but we said we should revive Jeff.
No one's leaving here until I get that gauntlet.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I'm gonna definitely
No
try.
one is leaving here until I get that gauntlet.
Ranger Riley, I do not have that gauntlet, but that was an attractive elf. Can I go?
No one's leaving here until I get the goddamn fucking gauntlet.
Why'd you want the gauntlet?
yeah, so here's the thing about that. Jeff only trusted me and no one else to
Period.
guard that gauntlet, so until he comes back, no one else is getting it. I'm hanging on to it.
Better go fix that.
What is so important about this, Jeff? Because
He's one of
Nothing
us,
stops.
he's one of our party.
Annoying as shit.
but we were the ones who told you to take the gauntlet here.
Yeah, well, you were also the ones who sent us with a spy, so I don't really trust you guys. So...
Also, your boys tried to kill us.
That's what I...
That's what he just said.
Oh.
So, yeah, let's go heal Jeff first.
Is that what we're deciding then? You guys are saving that boy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you supposed to pay us? Or something? I don't know.
What?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about any of that until the job is finished. And so far, the job,
Well,
which was...
the job was to bring the gauntlet here.
The job was to get us the gauntlet.
Debate.
What's in it for us? Let's say theoretically if one of us do have it, but none of us do. What is in it for us?
Orlana kind of gives a very quick glance to TJ, who's still sitting, watching this whole thing, just smoking the pipe. And he just clears his throat, sets the pipe down, and he stands, and the two of the lackeys that he had with him, they kind of put their hands on their weapons, partially unsheathing them. And Riley takes it. Riley, she lets go of your hand, but she positions herself between you and the door, and you see one of her hands go onto her weapon as well.
What the fuck?
And Orlana's like, I don't want to do this. There are so many elves out there. You're not making it out of here. Just, I don't understand. We were all on the same side here. What's going on? Meanwhile, you are outside. There's the map that I sent you. There's a building up to the north. This one right here is the one that you just left. So you see this in the center of town. You see a couple buildings off to your right, dead ahead, and then some buildings off to your left. And the circular one is the hospital, which over the course of what you picked up in that conversation, you recognize that that's where it is.
Okay, I want to go there.
So you sneak across town. No one stops you at this point. They know you. So you go right into this large circular building, and the door creaks as you go inside. And as you enter, and as that door creaks, there are 3 or 4 elves that are just kind of rushing around. There's a pile of, it's kind of gauze, like it's like wrapping, off to the right of one of the tables. And you recognize amongst all this other chaos that Jeff, the final member of that party that you recognize, is laying on top of this comfortable looking hospital bed. Around him are various potions and medical implements, and it looks like he's breathing, but it's very uneven and labored. He doesn't seem like he's conscious, but there are elves just rushing all around him, trying to do whatever they can to, for one, stop the bleeding, because he's still doing that, and just trying to do whatever they can to save this boy's life. And you have a couple minutes before they come out, because they were arguing.
Okay.
The rest of you guys, as you exit out of this building that you were being held in order to go to the hospital, you see the same thing that I just described to her, like this weird shimmering thing in the center of town with a bunch of people, a bunch of these elves kind of looking over it.
We're going to head towards the hospital.
Okay, so you head toward the hospital.
But aren't we being held captive?
Yeah, so at this point, Orlana's going to turn to you guys.
Am I being detained? Are you going to read me my rights?
We probably should have taken your weapons before you got into town, but we trusted you. We thought that you were working with us, so this whole thing is kind of weird.
I never said we weren't working with you. I just said that no one's getting the gauntlet.
Look, regardless, we can't all be doing the same thing at the same time. There are other preparations that need to be made if you guys are staying and helping us with whatever comes next. And the hospital is busy as is, so I can take a couple there. Nova, if you want to come with me, although you didn't seem too keen on saving Jeff, you said his name was? He didn't seem too keen.
The white ones are...
We're going to save him. We're going to try to save him.
So a couple can come with us, and at this point, Riley's stepping up. And then I can take whoever wants to go to... We have like a kind of like a market deal kind of here, so if you guys want to get a few things in preparation, I mean, you guys kind of, no offense, look like shit, so...
I'll go to the market.
This is Orlana.
market.
You want to come with me?
No, I must be to Orlana. Yes.
I'll go to the market.
You want to come with me, sis?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I meant to do that too. Constantly. That's how all these elves refer to one another. The sis.
Is that really my thing?
Yeah.
I've heard you say it a couple times. So yeah.
Yes, it's definitely your thing.
And at this point, when you exit the building, there are 2 male escorts that kind of flank you on both sides, and they just with like wide eyes. What do you need from us? Just walking around with you, or we'll follow you anywhere.
Yeah, that's how I like my fishes.
Going to the market.
We're going to the market too.
Wait, is there a weapon store at this market?
Yeah.
It's a fucking market.
No, fuck you. Yes, I'm going to the market.
Yes, Jojo.
Okay, so just Nova and Arlana, right, are going to just the two of you, which makes sense because you're the clerics. So you guys start heading that direction, and you have a couple minutes before those ones enter. So what are you doing before they get there?
I'm just still observing and waiting, I guess, because
Okay.
I know I heard that they're not gonna come over, right?
You know eventually they're going to be heading this direction, yeah. And after you're standing there for a couple moments, one of the elves just looks up at you. Crystal, what do you need?
What's going on with that one?
She's really wandering.
Everyone is just Crystal Metheny.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, are you here to help? Did someone come relieve you? Is that why you're here?
Yes,
Is this like a new thing that you're trying to test out? Like
it is. Yes.
how to? Okay, is it Riley sent you?
Riley did send me. Yes.
Okay, yeah, come on over, I guess. And they just start handing you just random things to hold, just like, here, take this. And they're handing you, like, wrappings and, like, gauze and linens and whatever, some of which are blood-soaked. And you're now closer to this boy. His eyes are closed, but you can see, like, his eyeballs are fluttering, like, underneath his closed lids. And
There's my staggies.
for those of you at the market, it's less a market and it's more like a single building. This is where Riley directs you to, and inside, it's a larger building, and you realize that inside are where all the stands are. Like, the inside of the building, for the most part, the center of it is gutted out, and it's more like a courtyard kind of thing. And on the outsides are where all the stands are. It looks like a lot of this has been emptied out in preparation for whatever this is. There's still people manning the majority of these stands, but it seems like there's a sparse collection of things that are
Can I
left.
get new armor?
Riley, can you point me
Sure.
towards the armor?
Yeah, armor.
I want weapons.
Will this increase my armor class?
You just got a new
Because I
weapon.
really need it.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, that's
Hey, I was rolling more. I have never spent money. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna increase my.
That's because you're a broke bitch.
Hey, you blue-haired orc. Shut the fuck up.
If Garrick was here, he'd be kicking your ass.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Garrett's
Garrett
a
died last game.
dead little bitch.
Okay.
He's a pile of dust.
Wait, where's your daughter?
Yeah, where the fuck is she?
Oh yeah, Abigail was in there that whole time with you. I'm sorry, I forgot about her. Her hand, she's still holding your hand.
Getting an ear. Wait, she needs ears! With elves. Oh, I'm getting you.
She's hungrily looking at all of the elves' ears as you guys walk through town.
John just randomly screams, "She's here!" And everyone in the market turns.
Wait, make that. I said it. I said it. Everyone knows that little girl eats elves' ears.
So with as emptied out as the inside of this building is, that actually echoes and it sounds like it's 10 times louder
Fuck
than you
yes.
actually said it. Everyone stops for half a second. They look at all of you, not really sure who you are referring to.
The little
you
girl.
pointing?
The little human girl.
They they all stare at this little girl who just stares back at them. There's a moment that passes. It's really awkward, and then they all just go about their normal days.
She eats ears. She's weird.
Riley just like smacks you on the back. Can you shut the fuck up?
She's gonna eat your ear if you're sleeping. I've seen her kill people.
I'm kind of into it.
She's 8.
No, ears.
Still,
Right.
kind of into it.
So with the light armor, there's 3 of them that are still remaining. They actually have been taken off the wall and they're sitting on the counter as if they're waiting for someone to take it. Padded leather and studded armor.
Which one's the most expensive?
It's studded.
Okay, that's
Most
the one
likely.
I want.
You go to grab it off the table, and the merchant who's sitting behind it is just like, 68 gold pieces.
Alright. How about I give you 50?
Yeah, that's fine. Just take it and go. So as you are looking around, you notice in the far corner of the building is a blacksmith setup, where the corner of this building like goes into open air, and as you're walking that direction, you can feel the heat wafting into the inside of the building, and you can hear like metal against metal, someone clanking on something.
I'm gonna go over.
You go over there and you see a larger male elf just pounding away. There's a collection of freshly made weapons off to his side.
Hey there.
Hi.
I have some Remoras scales. Do you think you can make those into armor?
He kind of looks over, and Riley, who had followed you back there, just gives him a nod. I can do that.
How long will it take?
He looks over at Riley again, and she just gives him another nod. And he's like, I can have it really soon, really quick.
Okay,
Really quick, like lickety split.
Okay, how much?
And he looks at Riley again. She's just continuing to nod. And there's a moment where she walks up to him and kind of whispers something in his ear. And he's like, his face like flushes. And you see like he tenses up a little bit. And as she walks away, he's like, it's free.
That works.
And he just collects it from you. Anything else?
Why isn't Riley getting
I'm gonna-
free shit?
I'm gonna give him a gold piece.
Oh,
As a
thank you.
tip.
Thank you. Okay, so you did that. Well, we can get a couple people working on this. We'll have it by maybe tomorrow.
Do you think you can add these dragon horns onto like the shoulder pads?
What do you think? There's a look that's shared between her and the blacksmith, and then he turns away and begins working on your scales.
I want weapons.
Next to where the blacksmith was, there are some freshly made swords. Near where the armor was that she had, there is a secondary stand with a handful of weapons.
Like armor, not armaments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a couple other things kind of laying out there. They only have light and medium because they're elves.
I would like medium armor. Well, is there a medium armor that would increase my armor class past 14?
They only have hide armor.
Never mind.
Hey, Tazaruk,
Yeah.
can I get that blueprint for the boomstick?
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
So
Is there another jewelry store?
while you guys were debating who was getting what, there was a collection of ammunition. There was 3 rounds that was collected by Tang that you found on her body that she had taken from.
Oh, the boomstick?
Yeah.
Well, can I just? I want to learn how to make it or how to use this gun and create ammo.
Is that all you're doing?
I'm a sage. I do what I want.
Is that all you're doing with your time?
Oh, with my time. So
That's going to take a while.
But I'm a.
So like, you're really smart, but it's not like you can learn quantum mechanics in like an hour.
You don't know me.
You can't do that.
Do you have more arrows? Because I only have 14.
Yeah, you look over, it looks like most of the arrows have already been taken, but there's maybe 20, 25 remaining.
I'm taking those 23 and 25.
It's just going to be 3 gold pieces for all 25.
Can I get these bows for free?
These arrows, not bows.
Yeah.
She like touches your arm and like runs her finger down your arm, and then she's like, no.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna refill myself at 20.
Is there a jewelry store?
It looks like there was one there, but there's no one manning the stand.
Is there stuff there?
Ooh,
There is stuff there.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and look at it. So.
Okay. You see a collection of things. Most of it has been locked away under a plate of glass. You see a couple pairs of earrings, a very plain-looking golden ring, a handful of, they look like freshly cut gems, as well as some ones that are more rough, and just some various stones, like onyx, quartz, just pretty-looking things.
Hey Riley, is there anyone that is manning this stand, or I can buy these off of?
You buying that for someone special, or
No, for myself.
buying yourself jewelry during wartime?
Yeah, it comes in very handy.
I get it, because like there's rings there, and you wear those on your. I don't know. Just put some money on there. Like, I just. You kind of looking at it, you have a rough idea of what each thing would cost. So she's telling you just to like throw coins on the thing, or you could just pay me.
What kind of gems or
Ones that would roughly cost 150 gold per.
Each?
Yes.
So less than diamonds.
Yeah, it's like
But more
jade,
than-
sapphire, a
yeah.
couple rubies.
Okay, I'm gonna take 3 rubies.
Okay. 450 gold pieces.
Dang.
I actually want to buy something for relevant to wartime.
Can
Whenever he's done buying jewelry.
I'm gonna head back over to the armorer or the blacksmith.
Can I sell some jewelry?
I hope you're making me something nice with those. And she just gives you a little bit of a wink. And then she takes your money. You go over to the blacksmith, but before you do, what are you doing?
I want to look at the weapons.
So there's a handful of like lighter weapons. It mostly looks like ranged things, although all the arrows at this point have been sold out. You see a handful of swords, and especially near where the blacksmith is, there's some freshly made ones. Maybe not anything better than what you currently have.
What is your best weapon right now?
Who are you asking?
The weaponsmith?
Our best weapon? Maybe one of our bows, I guess.
Well, that sucks.
I mean, we're rangers. So it's kind of what we do.
Oh, so then you have arrows.
No, I just bought them.
He's sold out.
Oh, so, but you're rangers. Okay, thanks for your help.
Damn.
Hey, blacksmith, can you put these gems in my armor? One on each shoulder and one in the center of the chest?
Ching, ching. He's just ignoring you, pounding away at this thing.
I'll give you another gold piece.
Ching.
Riley, can you talk to this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see this one.
She's like, no, he's busy. He's working on all that other. He said he was gonna have that by tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just asking to add these 3 gems to the armor.
He's already.
I'll give you a platinum piece.
You're gonna give me platinum?
If you can.
Give me 2 platinum pieces.
No, 1 platinum.
I mean, give me 2 platinum pieces.
1 platinum, 1 gold.
Fine. And she takes the gems from you. She sets them off to his side, whispers something again in his ear, and he just kind of does like a little smile and just continues hammering away. While all of this was going on, because it's going to take you guys a while to get all this together, you're looking over the blueprints.
What's that?
Yes.
So you just find like a bench, it's actually at the front of the building, so you have to leave where you're sitting and looking over these blueprints. Roll me a intelligence check.
Yeah, have fun.
With disadvantage because the handwriting is incredibly poor.
Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
60.
Okay, so it takes you the better part of a couple hours. It's going to take you a while to comb over this. You pull out another booklet where you're transferring things that you do understand over and trying to decipher what you can. And ultimately, at the end, that's what I was thinking when I was saying it. At the end of this, you were like, hey, given a proper craftsman, because you've never done anything like this, you could probably instruct or teach someone how to make these, if you found the right person. And that goes for both the weapon and its ammunition.
Yeah, I put everything.
But it takes you a while. So everything that I just described takes place over the next couple of hours. But meanwhile, you're sitting in this room, continuously being handed stuff. You don't really know what you're doing. You've never done anything like this. But after a couple minutes, the 2 black elves enter. One you recognize as Nova, and the older-looking Nova enter into the... And
What?
so you come in, and you see a bunch of these elves just furiously working over Jeff. Orlana kind of gives you, like, just a look, because she recognizes you, because she saw you just a couple minutes before, but she doesn't really think anything of it, because, I mean, you're crystal methane, you're you're spacey, and you're working, you're doing something, so, do you have any ideas?
I'm gonna cast Revivify. It's gonna take some diamonds too. We need to split bread. Can I have some money, please?
They're all gone. They're all at the market.
Do I have any money?
You do, actually. We'll say for the sake of this that you do have some diamonds on you.
So yeah, it consumes 1.5 diamonds. So 2 diamonds, basically.
Right before you do, as you guys are walking in, she's like, do you want to have this conversation now, or do you want to wait until we are finished up here?
I wanna wait.
Yeah, I can tell you're upset with me, and that's understandable. You've grown up to be really something.
Alright. Let's just focus on this right now.
So you kind of are feeling around in your person. You're like, shit, like I need some components. You say that out loud, and Crystal recognizes this, and she pulls out a couple things and hands them to you.
Thank you. I'll just say 1 diamond. I have 1 diamond myself. So we can split it.
Okay.
Like they kind of clear, the ones who are working at this hospital bed, they clear aside, offering you a spot right next to him, and you put your hands on him, and his skin is cold and clammy. He's been dead for a while. They were kind of able to bring him back off and on for this little bit. He is breathing, but he's almost in this weird combination of being both dead and alive at the same time. Go ahead and roll for your Revivify stuff.
Yeah, I just have to touch him. But I can roll for medicine?
Yeah, so for the sake of this, I want you to roll me a percentage die.
32.
32.
I had 3 and... you get it?
With one hand still on him and holding the diamonds.
Did you get it?
30 compressions, 2 breaths.
Oh my god, that's really funny.
I love it.
Holy shit, okay, for the sake of that.
For the sake of that.
You actually begin performing CPR. The
This is my
diamonds,
spell.
the diamonds that were in your hand melt away as they are consumed by this spell, and the divine energy that you channel from your god courses through you into your hand, into his body, and there is this faint glow that begins to form right where your hand is touching his skin and then begins to work its way outward. There's a little bit of color that returns to his skin, and he starts to breathe a little bit easier. And his eyes kind of take a moment, they flutter open, and he looks up at you. You saved me.
Yeah, you owe me $200. Good coins.
Thank you. Where are we? Who are all these people?
How about you get better? You're safe. He's not, but I'm just telling you that.
I feel safe as long as you're here.
Oh, that's nice.
And his hand kind of grabs yours. It's still cold, but it feels like it's getting a little bit warmer.
Yeah, he's in shock.
Thank you. It was so scary. I was in this dark space, and I just heard this voice. It was telling me, "Don't give up. There's still a plan for you." And it was Balcazar, I think, and he was telling me, he was saying what I just said. Don't give up, and that I have a...
Okay, I get it.
This is Andrew's character.
Alright, well,
He loves Jeff.
please focus on getting better.
The rest of the elves now are kind of backing off a little bit. It looks like the last of the wounds that were on him have kind of healed up. Like, there's still severe bruising, and he has a long way to go. But it seems like whatever immediate medical care that he needed has passed. Crystal, you ready to go?
Yes.
We'll give you guys a little bit of time. And the 3 elven medics, clerics, whatever they were that were there start to funnel out. And Orlana looks up at you. So, I'm ready for this conversation now.
No.
Okay, where are you going now? What are you doing next? Just like, you can stay with me if you want.
Yeah, do you have food?
No, I'm just lying on this table. My pack was here. My pack might... Did the gauntlet make it safe?
Yes.
Oh.
It did. It is still...
Tazric still has it?
Tazric.
Oh, it's good that he had it and not me, because it could have gotten destroyed or something. When... Oh my god, what happened to the dragon? Did you know? Did you fight it off?
I don't know, guys. What happened to the dragon?
We're not with
You say to an empty room.
Remember, now I'm still schizophrenic.
I forgot about that. Arlana's like, yeah, they killed the dragon. They have a bunch of the treasure. It's in one of the buildings there, and actually they collected it, I think. Just like, treasure? That's cool.
Oh, his hat is burned
Can I
out.
wander over?
He still has his hat. His hat.
Can I wander over
Should
to
I
the
ask
hospital?
Jeff where his parents
Yes,
are?
in a couple minutes. You two had this conversation before. He was essentially orphaned at a young age, and the order took him in. And that's the story he told you. You guys were sitting watch that one night.
Alright, well, do you feel like going to my new mom's house
What?
and eating food?
You have a new mom?
Yes, I do have a new mom.
You have an old mom?
Let's not kill her yet. I don't know.
Who's your mom? And then he looks over at the woman who clearly looks very much like you, which I have described in depth. That she is. I've literally described Nova, but older, every time you guys have seen her, and no one has said anything.
I don't know.
I don't think any of us really give a shit.
And
You
Jeff,
actually said Nova, but older.
no.
Oh, okay.
But Jeff kind of smiles, and he's
I'm
like,
pretty sure he did.
he's like, is this your sister? And Arlana's like, that's sweet. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if we stay here with them. Or on the way out, I can tell someone to sit with them. That's fine too.
Well, can you bring us food then? Because I'll be with Jeff.
Yeah, I can bring you food.
Okay.
I'd like to buy
And then I'd like to have this conversation though at some point. This is good to see you. And
Can
she
you,
she leaves.
Okay.
Do you say anything as she's leaving?
No.
And Jeff's like, oof,
Yeah, I know, right?
moms. And I'm like, just kidding. My parents are dead. And I would do anything if I would have that opportunity that you have.
That's what they all say.
You're like, god damn.
Well, do you want her to be your mom?
Do I want this random woman that Arlana?
Yeah, I can ask her. She'll probably do anything for me. at this point.
To, what, adopt me?
Yeah.
I'm 17. I can take care of myself. I mean, for the most part. Thanks again for bringing me back.
Clearly not.
Alright.
Yeah, you died too.
Well, since I saved your life and all, you owe me $200 and you have to be in this conversation with me while she has this talk.
You want some deer?
While she has the talk.
You want to? You want 200 deer?
$200.
200 gold.
And he has to sit in for this awkward moment between her and her mom.
She wants 200 deer.
Why don't you just kill
Jeff's
me?
like, you can just take it out of my bag. It's sitting over there somewhere. And like looking around the room, you see that there's a bag sitting there.
Okay.
You walk out. There's a bunch of these elves. They are now putting away the last of the medical supplies that they had on their person, and they're gonna start heading toward one of the various like watchtowers on the edges of where this island is. Do you want to follow them there, or do you want to do something else?
I'll follow them.
I just want one more person turns back to you and says, "Crystal Methany, what are you doing?" At this point, they're like, "Okay, yeah, just come with us. We're just preparing in the tower. We have a bunch of arrows and things set up there, so I guess that's going to be where we're stationed until whatever gets here gets here." There's a couple of the simps who are waiting there for us, so that's what they call the men here. They got all of our shit together, so we can just hang out up there and, you know, watch them do push-ups or something.
Sounds like a good time.
Okay, so with that, on that map, you'll just go to wherever the closest one is to that building.
CCO.
And it's kind of like it's all wooden, but you go up like this spiral set of stairs up to the top, and you have a pretty good view across the lake from the direction that you would come.
How big is the lake?
It's pretty massive. It's weird because it exists within this much larger forest, but it's almost like it'd be weird to not stumble across this lake given how large it is. But because of how large the forest is that surrounds it, I mean it happens easily, maybe almost a mile. 30 minutes or so pass. Thamir, all the stuff that you wanted to do at the blacksmith, that has now happened. You are walking out of the blacksmith. At that same time, you were seeing Arlana leave one of the huts, the one across from where the market is, and she is carrying, they're kind of plates, but they are lidded, although you can see a little bit of smoke coming off the side, like steam coming off the side.
Hey,
And
Arlana,
oh, yeah.
do you need a hand? Are you bringing that to the hospital?
I am, actually, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. How's Jeff doing?
She just hands you the plate. She's like, "Do you mind waiting here?" And he's good. He's really... Nova did it. She brought him back. She's more powerful than I could have imagined.
Yep.
She says from distance.
Is this for the people at the hospital?
It is. I'm gonna go in and grab a couple plates. Just wait right here.
Okay.
And she goes back in and grabs one more for herself. And she's like, "I'm sorry. Are you coming with me? Do you
Yeah,
want something as well?"
I'll go back to the hospital.
Okay. And she goes back in again, grabs more food. So she has 2 plates. One of them larger to accommodate for you, and then you have 2 plates. On the walk over, she's like, "So, I didn't know that Nova was with you guys until you left the town, until you left Kent. How is she? Like, what?"
I mean, she almost died last
No, I know. I was like,
a few days ago.
do you know what she likes? Do you know, what do you know about her?
Not much. She's just kind of like, she just hangs out with us.
So you haven't heard anything?
No, sorry.
I don't know how to connect with
I
her.
spent like
you
a
know?
year with you guys.
Like 2 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks.
It's like 3 weeks, yeah.
Okay, well.
You were with
the,
Jeff for a long time.
Yeah. We've been really busy, and we haven't really gotten to know each other all that well.
Okay. Is she kind?
Yeah. For the most part.
Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, and you see, like, now she kind of brushes like a tear from her eye, kind of gathers herself, and you two go over to. She's just a mother trying to reconnect with her child.
Zoe's her sister.
Yes,
Really?
your half sister.
Oh.
Wait, can I?
I don't like her. I already know.
Can I see
You haven't
Arlana?
even met her.
Yeah, well,
She got
No,
to grow
you.
up
Oh wait, yeah.
with
So
his mom.
you were sitting on a bench in the front of the market. So you see Thamir leave. You're still like, balls deep in studying though.
I just want to talk to her. That's why.
I get it.
So it will interrupt what you're learning.
Ammunition.
I'm smart.
You did your roll. It'll just take
You're
a little
not
longer.
that smart.
I'm a sage.
Told you.
That's just a skill.
So you do like you as this conversation is happening. It's happening right across the road, right before so they have this conversation. You guys talk, and as you begin to start heading toward the hospital, you see them leaving.
Ayo, Arlana.
She very briefly looks at you and she's like, I don't like him.
Yeah, he kind of gets on our nerves a little too.
Yeah.
Just ignore him.
Yeah, you guys.
I need to speak to you about your
It
tattoo.
worked, but-
Okay. Do you mind taking all 4 plates? Can you?
Yeah,
carry all
I
4
can
plates?
handle it.
Okay. Just let Nova know that I'm on my way. Okay.
Okay.
And she hands you the plates and you start heading toward the hospital. Yeah.
You're from Vormir.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
What happened?
I most of my time I spent here, but I spent a lot of time between here and Vormir, and a lot of time in the woods.
Why'd you leave?
I was forced out.
What'd you do?
I fell in love with the wrong person.
What?
I fell in love with the wrong person.
Who'd you fall in love with?
Well, my husband now.
Wait, how old are you?
She's a couple hundred years old.
Cause I'm 70.
She's much older. You were very young for her now.
Oh, okay. So, were you alive for the...
I've been old. She's like 500 and some years.
So, you know about the whole King Archer thing?
And that what happened to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about your family. I didn't know until we met up with Riley and them, and they kind of filled me in on my way here.
So, your little spy, he kind of gave us a hint that some shit is going down at Vormir. Do you know anything about that?
My little spy.
Yeah, well, I still think you hired Lane and Logan, to be honest.
Well, they were both members of the Loose Collective. At least I thought they were, but when we were looking over the bodies, it looked like at least Lane was more than what he said he was.
How far is Vormir from here?
Well, with the defenses activated in the forest, it's an infinite distance. You can't reach it unless you know how to get there.
So, is Vormir dead? Do you know that?
I don't know, but it seems like they activated their defenses before whatever this darkness is descended upon it. So, if the past of history is any example, then they should be okay.
I also have a question. If it's darkness, why can't you just turn on the lights?
Is there something else you need from me?
Yeah, do you need help?
That depends. Is there... I can't believe I'm asking you this. I just asked the bigger one, but I'm trying to reconnect with Nova. There's a lot we need to talk about.
Oh, Nova's
I
tight.
never meant to leave her. I knew she'd be better off here, and I had to go. I was exiled. But what is she like? Like, do you know anything about her?
She's pretty badass.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's kind of weird though. I'm not gonna lie.
Weird how?
I think she has like some mental health issues. Yeah, you should check on her mental health.
What is she like?
What is she like?
Yeah, like, what do you know what she's into?
I think she has a crush on Jeff.
That girl.
Jeff, the boy?
That's probably why she revived him.
She's like a couple hundred years older than me.
I'm just kidding. She worked with Jeff for a long time, so I can see why she revived him. Wait, she revived him?
Yeah, Jeff is okay. He's okay.
Fuck, I hate that kid.
Why do you say that?
Because he put a curse on my asshole.
I love it.
Anyway, it was nice talking to you. I see that you're busy, so...
See you later.
The curse was that he'll mission, so.
With that, she starts heading back to the hospital. Thamir, you arrive a couple minutes before she does.
Okay.
So you walk inside, you see Nova had pulled up a chair next to where the hospital bed is. She's kind of sitting at his bedside. And he's breathing, he's conscious.
I'm gonna hold the 4 plates on my arms like I'm serving.
Jeff, you made it! Oh my god. I've never seen you this happy.
Well, I got you something, buddy. I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it to you, but here, no, but take these plates.
What is the gauntlet? You got it from Tazrick?
No, I don't have that. Taz has that.
Okay. Where's he? Is he coming?
At some point,
I love
think.
Taz. He's my favorite. Besides Nova.
Here, and I hand him the giant eagle feather for your hat.
You get my hat. And he points over to where the rest of his stuff is sitting on this table, and there's this multicolored felt hat. Oh my gosh. He puts it on, and he puts it on top of him, and he looks rough. But there's just this smile on his face, and the color is returning to his cheeks now.
Smile on his face. There's only like 3 teeth.
Oh my god. And he kind of starts crying a little bit, and he's like, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Is that food?
Yeah. No, but you want to hand it out to him?
Yeah, sure. Here you are, Jeff.
Thank you.
And I'll as I'm giving him food, I set my plate down and I take the $200 from his bag.
Oh yeah, your mom is coming too. She said she'd be right over.
Okay.
I'm going to sit
I
down.
think you should talk to her.
You're gonna join me though, right?
Can Vanya join us too?
No.
I mean, I got this plate of food here. She got me some food, so I'm going to sit.
Alright, well, let's all
personal.
sit here while we have this conversation.
So you guys begin diving into your food. There's a lot of fish because they live on an island.
Okay.
It looks like it's freshly cooked, prepared earlier that day. It's delicious. It's the first fresh food that you guys have had in weeks, so you thoroughly enjoy it. And about halfway through your meal, Arlana comes in through the door, and she goes over and grabs her plate and pulls up a chair as well. So now you guys are all sitting around Jeff's hospital bed, and she's just kind of looking at everybody, but mostly you, and just slowly begins to eat.
Okay.
And you guys eat in silence for the rest of your meal, I'm guessing, because no one's saying anything. And Jeff is just after he just about finishes his food with a mouthful of food, he just says, well, this is awkward.
So, do you want to have that talk?
Yeah, if that's okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Do I have to be here?
Yes. I look at him with wide eyes yes, you're staying here.
Damn it. Jeff, let's sit over there.
No!
We're still here.
Jeff's
We're just over there.
I'm in a hospital bed. I can't leave. Plus, Nova said that she said in return for bringing me back to life that she was going to take $200. I don't know what that means, but she also said that I would have to sit through this awkward conversation.
I hear you exploiting this man. He literally just
I'm not
died.
exploiting anything.
He took 200 gold pieces.
It was a deal that I was not
Jeff, you don't
alive
have
to
deal
make,
with this.
but the deal was made.
Is Arlana just listening to all of it?
Arlana's okay. So they're actually staying?
Yes.
Well, Jeff, I know, is staying. You're staying?
I guess.
You have to stay.
This is not your decision.
You're right.
Just
you're right.
me not having a mom was not my decision.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You're right.
That's heavy.
Okay. Well, first off,
Man, it's the darkness
How-
here because she's throwing shade.
Okay, meanwhile, Crystal, as this conversation is
I'm
happening.
getting bored of it. I want to go back to my canoe and not be crystal meth anymore.
It's Crystal Methany.
Sorry.
Are you paddling all the way out, or just far enough away from the island?
I just so nobody can see me.
So you kayak or your canoe about halfway across the lake. So it's about half a mile, maybe close to a quarter of a mile across, and you feel confident that no one can see you, and your back is facing that direction. So you go ahead and you pull off this mask that you were given, revealing your true form.
Oh, what?
And now you are in this kayak as your true form.
Whoa.
Rude.
What are you?
So now I'm my true form. So can I go back as my true form now, or am I gonna freak everybody out?
The people on the other side of the shoreline they know both because you had put that mask on before you had left. So yeah, they would recognize you as you return.
All right, I'm going back then.
Okay. So you kayak or canoe your way back across, and you reach the shoreline as a guard, kind of a guard. He's in these long black flowing robes, steps out from the tree line. And over the body of the real Crystal Methany, he has this picture of an eyeball on the center of his chest, and it is flaming. Like it's a fiery eyeball. And Zira says to you, "What'd you find out?"
I'm gonna ask Riley where the inn is.
Have visitors here. I don't know if that's evidenced by the fact that we're so hard to find and we're in the middle of nowhere. It was actually kind of the point of contention whether or not we wanted to bring you guys here. Eventually, Arlana convinced me.
Is there a place that I can sleep?
Yes,
or not?
there's a place that you can sleep with the Goliaths that we had brought with us.
Is there a tent that I can have to myself?
And you have to talk to them. I don't know. They came in. There was a group of them. You guys saw them when we had found you guys in the woods. We had brought them with us.
All right, I'll go talk to them.
Yes, I'd also like to eat and sleep.
Okay, so you two are gonna head to where this Goliath encampment is. A little bit of a rope bridge to kind of cross over this crag to get there. And for the most part, at this point, they have set up this refugee camp that they've moved.
I'm gonna go look for his dad.
As you're looking back to the awkward conversation with Nova. How are you doing? You look good. You look, much better than when we found you,
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm feeling kind of crappy at the moment, if I'm going to be entirely honest. I don't even know where to start.
Start when I was born.
Okay, so, as you know, because you were raised here, the whole tribe raises the young, and the females are in charge. And when we're ready to reproduce, we just pick one of the stronger of the Simp army, and we mate with them, and that was who your father was just some guy. But when I was younger, shortly after you were born, I used to go out into the forest a lot and hunt food or just explore. I love being out in the woods. And I came across a badly wounded man. You've, I think, met him, Theodore, TJ.
Right.
And I saved him from creatures that were in the woods, wolves. And anyway, we fell in love. And that wasn't allowed. I don't know if you are familiar, well, and you would be because you grew up here, the rules of Vormir, they don't take very kindly to outsiders. And I was found out. We tried to keep it secret for a while, but eventually they found out, and I was given a choice. And they told me to leave. And I could either take you with me into the unknown, where there was danger, and I didn't want to subject you to that. And since the tribe, they raise the children anyway, I just figured it'd be best to leave you with them, so I did.
And then
I've regretted it every day.
you had another child.
Zoe, yeah. With Theodore. Yeah.
So,
I promise if I should have come back. So TJ is a half elf. And so that makes Zoe kind of part elf, although she took more of the human qualities. She explains to you that Zoe's about 50 years old. So we had her well after you were born.
So why didn't you come back?
I was scared.
You were scared of what?
Coming back here. Elves that are exiled are not taken to very kindly by the kingdom. I know Eden isn't exactly a part of the kingdom, but it is. And also, in this tribe, we don't really treat men. There isn't like a one man, one woman kind of thing. And you don't fall in love with anyone, you just have fun, you know? And me falling in love with TJ, I couldn't.
So, what you're saying is, you didn't want to be treated badly by coming back, so you abandoned your daughter for 150 years. Okay, you don't even have to answer. I just wanted a yes or no, but I'll take that as a yes. All right, thanks for letting me know. And yeah, I'm great. I'm 150 years old if you didn't know.
I remember.
Okay, cool.
I still
nice
celebrate your birthday every year.
Nice to meet you, Mom.
And Jeff's like, "Whew, that was really heavy." I'm here now, if that means anything.
I'm slowly backing out. As they're talking, backing up.
He stands
Inching
up.
away.
The chair, which is not accustomed to having a Goliath sit on it, groans and creaks very, very loudly, as do the floorboards, as he tries to sneak out of the room. But if no one stops you, then you leave. Matixia and Tazaruk, you guys enter into this very small, condensed part of the island where there are these tents that are set up. You see Goliath children running around. They look a lot happier and healthier than they were from when you guys had seen them last. And you see Thamir's father, Organ, giving orders to various ones as they're setting up tents. He looks also much healthier.
They ate ears.
Hey.
That's right.
Hey, Jordan. I don't know if you remember me.
You
Your son's friend, I guess, companion.
right.
So the elves kind of sent me over here.
His life partner.
I was looking for a tent where I could maybe get some rest, because it's been a long couple days.
We can set something up for you. Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Me too.
Are you two okay with sharing a tent? We're it's kind of sparse. He traveled with you guys. When you so that group that the elves were with, you didn't see them immediately, but they were in the process of taking the Goliath tribe to Eden when they
Then I'm
encountered
gonna
you
head
guys.
over towards the Goliath also.
Okay, as you leave the thing, so these guys get there before you do.
So I was kind of hoping for something by myself. There are some reasons.
Isn't he so
Raisins.
rude?
Yeah, reasons.
You want
Yeah,
raisins?
personal.
Oh, reasons.
Oh, he wants to
Reasons.
Get it?
Oh,
He wants
Personal matters that I gotta take care of alone.
we can set up
He has some
something.
demons he needs to release.
He actually looks around and grabs a collection of hides and just some larger poles and sticks. You'll have to set it up on your own, but here.
Okay. That's fine. Thank
As
you.
for you, are you okay staying with one of the people here?
Is it a separate bed?
It's the floor.
Oh. Is it a separate floor?
It's the same ground.
Okay.
Same ground we're all going to be buried beneath here in a couple hours, but
Yeah, that's fine.
he just directs you towards one of the tent where there's a Goliath woman and her very, very young child currently setting up, or finishing setting up a
But
life tent.
I still have...
And you have Abigail with you.
Oh, look at that.
And Abigail's like,
Play together.
and like this child is huge compared to Abigail, but Abigail's like, hello.
Alright. Did I get food?
The woman is in the process of finishing up dinner.
Okay. She's making me dinner?
She was just cooking dinner, like in like a large pot, so it's presumably enough, hopefully for you and Abigail.
So I'm gonna set up my tent and then go inside my tent.
As you finish setting up the tent, Thamir, you enter into this refugee camp.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for my dad.
So you see him, he's still like shouting various orders to people as they're setting up, and just kind of notices you.
Father, you're looking a lot better.
Thank you. Yeah, those good berries I think helped, and the elves definitely helped too.
Good.
We thought that Bone Spar abandoned us, but it seems like he helped us in the end.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, that's the way that the one elven woman described when we were
Lana?
coming up. Yeah, that was her name. I guess they worked out some kind of deal. He would help her fire whatever, something you guys were bringing down, and then she would have found a way to get us here.
Okay.
So it was nice.
Do you mind if I get some rest somewhere?
Yeah, you can take my tent if you want to. I have to set up and.
Okay. Thank you.
So I know we
hear this.
mentioned this the other day, but how do I contact the voice?
So it's essentially a very deep meditation. It takes you some time to find that connection with him, because most of the time he's the one who establishes it with you, not the other way around. But
Right.
over the last week or so, because you guys have had conversations, you just have to attempt to clear your head, and that's it. He usually comes to you at that point.
Right. Well, I'm
It's like a
gonna do
whisper
that.
in the darkness.
I'm gonna try to talk to him.
Tazaruk.
Chimichanga?
So,
Chimichanga?
So I have the gauntlet. How do I destroy it?
Unless anyone else has anything planned, because everyone else is going to bed.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm still.
Oh yeah, you're reading your thing.
Yeah, I'm still
So-
doing everything.
I'm just gonna rest.
Okay.
Same. I'm gonna eat some of this delicious food that
guys are all
she
fucked.
probably, hopefully, offered me. I think I have some spare ears to feed Abby. Oh no, she's fine. I have food for her.
Okay.
I found Jeff.
You had said when we were traveling southward that Balcazar had spoken to you. Were you ready to move? Or?
I say we're ready to move.
All right. Well, Lizzie, you better be right about this. With that, he steps forward as these creatures of shadow and ice emerge from the tree line to the sides of him, and as they approach the water's edge begins to grow cold, and it freezes over. Very thin ice at first, but it ends up getting thicker and thicker to the point where you can now cross this lake by foot as the water is freezing along the way to this island. And there's maybe 20 to 30 members of the Order of the Eternal Flame, this group that you're a part of, as well as these shadow creatures that you had encountered along the way,
Should have killed the guys.
as well as some men in other, like also black robes. They're more tight-fitting clothing, and along the way they had introduced themselves to you as initiates of the Burnt Hand. And with that, this small army begins to cross this frozen lake to the island.
So you telling me Jeff never killed them? He teleported them or something?
Well, we didn't know.
You guys still don't know.
He just poofed Lizzie.
He
We
poofed?
don't know what actually happened to
Yeah,
her.
it's true.
Yeah, I'm Lizzie now.
Wow.
Why didn't you just bring back Hannah?
Hannah was very dead. I actually sent,
Hannah put the gauntlet on him.
and she idolized Hannah to the point where she actually wanted to grow up or become basically like her idol. She wanted to become Hannah.
So you're
So
just
Hannah is playing
kind of
Lizzie,
like
who
Hannah.
wants to be like Hannah.
That works.
This is gonna get good.
As this is happening, right at that moment when all of this small army that you've gathered is exiting the tree line, about to start walking across this now frozen lake surface, we cut to Nova, Arlana, and Jeff, who are the only people remaining in this room. So you guys are all just talking. You're having, like, it's kind of this awkward conversation with your mom has just subsided, and now it's mostly just small talk, mostly between you and Jeff. And in the middle of the conversation, Jeff just stops, and his eyes just kind of dart around, and he looks terrified. You've never seen this look on him, even with everything that you guys have encountered up to this point. He is terrified. And he looks down at himself, and he looks up at you. I don't understand. I'm not me. I'm a lie. Nova. It all makes so much sense now. I didn't know.
What do we need to do?
I didn't know.
What do we need to do?
I'm sorry.
I slept.
I'm so scared.
I slapped Jeff in the face.
As you slap him across the face and get him to get his shit together, your hand comes back with some of that skin still on it. And as you look down at this boy, what remains of the skin on his face peels back, and he begins to just scream this blood-curdling scream in just agonizing pain. His back arches against the hospital bed. His hands death grip its edges, knuckles turning stark white.
Yeah, that's his last memory.
A violent burst of energy and freezing cold ripples from him, blowing the walls and ceiling outward. Roll me either a Constitution or a Dexterity saving throw.
What the fuck?
I think it's under your
He
leg.
wasn't to be trusted.
Damn it!
Why did I bring it back? 14.
You are thrown back as well. Take 8 points of cold and bludgeoning damage as you are thrown against the wall of this building.
I wanted to fucking leave.
Wooden beams around you crack and splinter, and the sky is suddenly visible as the roof is blown asunder.
Oh, we need to
Jeff's
run.
frail body rises from the bed, levitating, held only by his grip on the table, but not for long. Blood oozes from his fingers as his nails drop from his flesh. The
Ew.
skin curdles around his hands and his arms, and it evaporates, leaving these long and exposed bones behind. Both hands, as well as the body they belong to, suddenly become the stuff of nightmares. But one hand, the right one, is more deformed and grotesque than the rest of the growing horror. Scorched black, it furiously clenches and unclenches at the air. Jeff's scream gives way to a manic laughter. The violent seizing stops abruptly as, still levitating, the transformed boy places himself upright, now facing you. Only he's no longer the boy you recognize. He's something very different. Something powerful and dangerous. Blazing embers stare at you from the otherwise empty sockets of the skulled horror. Pleasure to meet you. The paladin turned lich, turned god, grins, surveying the chaos caused in his wake, and Balcazar.
He's the big bad evil.
Where you are, Tazaruk, on the back end of your conversation with your god, you hear him sneer as he says, "The warlock has become the patron."
Oh,
and that's where we're gonna end.
What? This shit is crazy.
Jeff's the BBEG?
I knew it.
Yeah, he has to
I
be
knew it. I knew he was gonna be. Yeah.
The whole time?
BBEG.
So-
Big bad evil guy.
I forget what Andrew said. It was a couple games ago, but he said something about Jeff, and in my head I was like, watch, Jeff's gonna be the...